All right, we've been telling you about Sesame Street and the lawsuits there. Now you got more stories across the nation dealing with unjust treatment. A Connecticut family, folks, a Connecticut woman says she and her family were mistreated at LegoLand in New York. Bridgeport mom Brianna Ramsey says last month she was at LegoLand when she felt like her daughter and nephew were ignored by costume characters. In a video she took during a dance party, she says when she watched it back, it was clear to her that the white children got greeted with enthusiasm and the children who were not white were overlooked. Here is the video.
Is that what you're talking?
LegoLand issued this statement in response to the allegations. They said providing a safe, fun environment for children and their families is our #1 priority. As soon as we were made aware of this incident, we immediately attempted to contact the guest and open an urgent investigation. Our company has zero tolerance for any behavior which doesn't make our guests feel fully included. We always strive to create an environment and experience where everyone feels welcome. We are joined now by Brianna Ramsey and her sister-in-law, Shaquana Johnson-Williams, as well as the family's attorney, Darnell Crosland. Glad to have all three of you here. First off, Brianna, when did this happen?
Hi, this happened on June 14, 2022.
First of all, we showed the video there. So what was the total amount of time? Did the characters ever come over to the children, ever interact with them, ever greet them?
So while we were there, I want to say they were dancing for about 10 minutes. We came in the middle of the dance party. We didn't get to see it from the beginning, but throughout the dance party, the only time that they interacted with the children is when the children were trying to go up to the Lego character as they were nudging them back from getting in contact with them. But as far as the employees dancing with the children, they did not dance with them.
In terms of, we read the statement there from the company, Darnell. Was there did they actually connect? Have y'all actually talked? What conversation is taking place?
So for Matt Besterman, he's the head of public relations. He's a public relations manager. And he sent out an email, which I have in front of me, giving a statement that he's committed to diversity, et cetera. And so within the next day or two, I plan a meeting either in person or by video with him. So that's the only thing we got back so far.
Shaquana, in terms of the experience, did the children say anything? Did they were they aware of this or in real time, or was it when you went back and looked at the video?
Well, when me and my son and my niece and Brianna were walking back to the car, my son was asking me why did they not want to be his friend. So he understood what was going on. He just didn't know the severity of everything.
And so what conversations, Shaquana and Brianna, did y'all actually have to have with the children?
Well, I explained to my son, you know, you're going to have people that don't want to be your friend, but you still have to continue to be nice to people. It's hard to explain to a 4-year-old initially what's happening when you're still shocked by it happening at a place where you think you're going to enjoy yourself.
Brianna?
I agree with Shaquana. It was very hard for us to have a conversation with our children to explain as to what happened, as this isn't something normal that we're used to. My 2-year-old, she doesn't completely understand, but as you see her in the video, when the employee walks past her, she stops dancing and she's looking like, okay. And he stops dancing as well. But as we're going back to the car and hearing a child say, why don't they want to be my friend? Why won't they play with me? It's very hard to explain, and it's very sad because in the world that we live in today, we didn't expect for this to happen, nor would we want this to happen to anyone.
So, Darnell, what do you want to see happen?
And so Roland, it's just important for us to understand a couple of things. LegoLand and Sesame Place and these different institutions, although they're private institutions, they're so large that we sort of look at them as a quasi-governmental agency where they should respect the federal mandates of equality and not do anything that's based on racial discrimination. They're selling a product, and that product is the experience. The kids are supposed to have a great experience. And when you look at what happened here, there's definitely product liability here because the experience is defective. If these kids are now traumatized, they're not feeling love, they don't feel like they're liked, they feel like no one wants to be their friends, then that product is damaging these children. And if that's the product that they're going to be selling, then they need to stop selling those products. So we reminded as Black people that this was June 14th. This was 5 days before Juneteenth, which we celebrate allegedly being free from slavery and from this type of discrimination. And then this is what happens. So when Billy Murphy and Ben Crump and other people started coming out with this, and then I get this call, we realize that it's not an isolated incident. This is truly like a Me Too movement where these families who experienced this felt like they had no one to turn to and they felt like it was just them. But when everyone else starts coming forward, you realize quickly it's not just you. And so what we want now is a real sit down. We want policy changes to be in place. We want these people to be fully refunded for every dime they spent that day for that experience that was defective. And then we want other damages that may send a message to these other parks that this shouldn't happen.
All right. Well, look, we certainly will let us know what happens with this case. As you said, we saw what happened with Sesame Place, and now we're seeing what's happening here. Let us know how it gets resolved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you so very much.